Hello YouTube, I'm excited today. Today is the first video I'm doing on my new channel. So welcome to the channel, and please like, subscribe, and share as we get this kicked off today. So I wanted to jump on here and share with you the Rippa R15-4 ECO, which is the newly released mini excavator that is diesel powered. I've got some notes here in front of me, and I'm going to get into some of the specs on this machine. But before I do that, I want to give a shout out to Robert Lee Ray. He's all over social media. I found this guy, ended up doing business with him in Albany, Georgia. Him and his brother Carl run a great business down there. You need to get down there and check them out. All right, so let's dive right in. Whenever I started looking for a mini excavator, I quickly found that China has jumped into the market and saturated it pretty well with affordable machines for people that have home projects, landscape projects, and then some light commercial use. You know, you may be an electrician, a plumber, or you may have a farm and just need something beyond a shovel. You need to have that ability. For me, I bought the machine to support an old skid steer I have. I can use this to help clean out some ditches around the property, put drains in on a pond, dig up small brush, trees, handle down trees, and as far as my brush piles, I can stack those and get those condensed. So I'm looking forward to that. Later today on this video, we're going to jump into a time lapse of where I cleaned out a drain ditch a few days ago. So as far as specs on this machine's you're gonna find this machine on the market anywhere from $13,000 to $14,000, and it depends on what accessories or attachments you decide to get with that machine. As far as this machine, why should you buy this machine over, say, a $9,000-$10,000 auction machine? Well, let me tell you why. One, you're going to get a 3,300 pound machine. A lot of those machines advertise a certain weight, and you're not going to get it. Robert and Carl have scales in their distribution center, and I've seen them weigh these things, so they confirm that you're getting what you're paying for. So this machine has the pilot controls that are the ISO, which this is just a nerd fact. That's International Organization of Standardization Controls. It has the Kubota D722 diesel engine in it. It's rated around 14 horsepower. That has expandable tracks. This is a big one that separates the Rippa from most of them. 2-speed drive motor, guys. This thing will go 0.93 miles an hour in low, which is what most auction machines will do. It'll do that or slower, the ones you get at auction. And second speed goes around 1.5 miles an hour, which is pretty impressive. And the second big thing that this machine has that your auction machines do not have is a hydraulic quick connect coupler. This is so handy, guys. I used this the other day going from my bucket to my ripper to my rake, and I never got off the machine. Game changer completely. Next, it has the swing boom, has the hydraulic thumb that comes straight from the factory, and their hydraulic thumb over other thumbs, this has a huge steel plate on it that's protecting the boom that no others have. This R15 also has guards on all the cylinders. It also has off the thumb a set of auxiliaries with a quick connect. basically a diverter valve to run like a brush cutter, sickle mower, things like that. This machine, another thing I love about this machine is the cylinder on the main boom is behind that boom. So, let's say this is your boom and here's your cylinder, versus a lot of the auction machines, the cylinder's underneath. Well, by having that cylinder on top, you're protecting it. If you ever pick up a big piece of concrete and you curl it back, and you hit that boom with that material, you're not going to damage that cylinder. So that's a big deal. Another thing that's noticeable is the dozer blade on the Rippa, and I think this is on most of the Rippas. This one measures about a foot off the tracks from the front of the track to the back of the blade. You're not going to get that with a lot of the machines. Why does that matter? It's because when you're picking up something that is pushing the limits of your machine, or you just need that extra stability, and you lower that blade down, that foot extension out in front of those tracks really helps counterbalance the machine from a, what am I trying to say here? It just makes a huge difference. All right, so let me spit off a few more facts here about the machine, and then we're going to get right to the video, okay? First off, back on that Kubota diesel, it's got a 5.2 gallon fuel tank. This thing sips fuel, guys. 0.3 gallon fuel consumption per hour. I ran the machine for 8 hours and I still have fuel in it. So the light, this has a digital gauge. It's down at the very bottom. I don't want to run it out. I'm going to top it off before I use it again. It's got, as far as service, it's got a 3.7 quart oil capacity. And the hydraulic tank has got, I had that. Not much more. Okay, here it is. Hydraulic oil tank is 5.8 gallons. Okay. So there's, as far as fluid, how much fluids it's going to take whenever you do a service on this. It's recommended after 10 hours to go ahead and get those break-in fluids out of there. That's something else. The Rippa comes with actual oil and actual hydraulic fluid in it. And that's not something that's concerning like some machines where you hear the horror stories of peanut oil being used for hydraulic oil and things of that nature. All right, so expandable tracks. Those tracks will go from 35 inches to 47 inches. So that's handy. The tracks that come on this machine are 7 inches wide. If you want a wider track, you can go up to, I believe, 10 inches is what I've found. You can get those ordered. Let's see, we covered that. And let's talk about the size of the machine as far as will it fit in my garage, okay? The machine, you can make it with the boom pulled all the way in 7 foot 8 inches from back to front. You can get the machine down to 3 foot 3 inches wide. The height is going to be, you're going to have 7 foot 5 inches of clearance to get it in, so it should fit in most garages. Ground clearance is going to be 17 inches. And then I think I left this out. The bucket that comes on this machine is 16 inches wide. So it's got a good bucket, and that's got teeth on it, and it's got the side cutters on it. So that's going to be all the specs on the machine. Without further ado, I'm going to jump on to the video, and it's going to be time-lapsed of me digging out an existing drainage ditch that goes across my pasture that has just been neglected for years. So don't make fun of my makeshift cab. It is a shower curtain liner. It's actually 2 of them with a seam of duct tape going down the back to turned 2 into 1. And it's zip tied up around the top of my canopy. And then I've got some old Harbor Freight clamps, and I clamp those on the front of the bars so it holds it there. And then I've got magnets that are on the machine to hold it, to keep so the wind doesn't blow it up. And it works fantastic, guys. I was on this machine the other day. The temperatures here were around 35 degrees. I was in just a sweatshirt, and I was actually getting a little warm. So, I mean, there's some other things out there you can buy if you've got an open cab system that's made to do that. But if you're trying to save money, $10 at pick up a couple of those shower liners, and they work fantastic. So yeah, you're going to see that in the video. And just as a disclaimer, I am not an operator. I'm just an amateur, and I've got a small farm here, and I needed an excavator, and I'm excited about the content I'm going to be sharing with you down the road as I do different projects with this machine.